Have you ever noticed how some days seem to glide effortlessly, where everything just clicks? Your thoughts are clear and your energy feels light, while on other days, no matter how hard you try to stay positive, everything feels heavy and stuck. That shift isn't random. There's a deeper science behind it, one that bridges quantum physics and neurobiology, and when you understand it, it changes how you experience your own energy completely. What we often call a high vibration isn't just a good mood or a lucky day. It's a coherent energetic state, a measurable alignment between your mind, emotions, and body. This isn't something only spiritual masters or monks achieve in distant temples. It's a state that you can cultivate right here, right now. Most people spend their days caught in cycles of reaction and resistance. They wake up already thinking about yesterday's problems, replaying the same thoughts that trigger the same emotions, which then produce the same chemical responses in the body. From a quantum science perspective, that's more than just a habit. It's a vibrational feedback loop. Your personal energy field functions like a radio tower, constantly emitting frequencies that interact with the greater quantum field around you. Those frequencies shape what you notice, how you feel, and even the kinds of experiences that solidify into your physical reality. In this video, we'll explore why maintaining a high vibration isn't about faking happiness or ignoring what you feel. It's about creating coherence, a state where your heart, mind, and nervous system work together in harmony. Think of it like tuning an instrument. When everything is in sync, the signal you broadcast becomes strong, steady, and clear. And when that happens, the quantum field responds with synchronicities and flow, because your attention is no longer scattered across doubt, fear, and conflicting intentions. Take a moment right now. Don't try to change anything. Just observe your own energy. How does your body feel as you listen? What thoughts are floating in the background of your awareness? Do you feel tension, or is there a quiet openness somewhere inside? This simple act of awareness, observing without judging, starts to shift your vibration. It interrupts the automatic patterns that keep your energy tied to old emotional timelines and creates the possibility of something new, the birth of a coherent signal that the quantum field can recognize and respond. So here's something most people don't realize. You don't lose your high vibration all at once. It fades slowly through small unconscious choices. When you react instead of respond, tense instead of breathe, or replay an old story instead of watching it pass. But once you understand that, you reclaim your power. Because if your vibration can weaken through tiny moments of reaction, it can also be rebuilt through small moments of awareness. Science backs this up. Studies in neurocardiology show that the human heart emits an electromagnetic field far stronger than the brain's. When you experience emotional coherence, when your heart rhythms synchronize with your breath and feelings of calm, you literally broadcast a more organized, higher frequency field. This isn't a metaphor, it's measurable. Researchers can observe this shift in real time, and when you sustain it, even for a few minutes, your biochemistry changes. Your nervous system calms, and your brain begins to process the world through a different lens, one that's less reactive and more creative. Why does this matter? Because the quantum field doesn't respond to words alone. It responds to your entire signal. You can affirm abundance in your thoughts, but if your body is vibrating in fear or stress, the signal becomes scrambled. And in quantum terms, a scattered signal creates random outcomes, often the exact opposite of what you're trying to attract. That's why so many people feel drained by trying to stay positive, like they're unknowingly fighting against their own energy. But what you're about to learn is how to end that inner battle, not by pretending, but by remembering how to realign again and again. This isn't about perfection. It's about awareness, the gentle art of noticing when you've slipped out of coherence and choosing to return. Over time, that choice becomes your natural state, a steady, elevated vibration that doesn't depend on ideal circumstances. If you've ever met someone who radiates calm confidence, who seems to attract opportunities effortlessly, this is their secret. They've learned to maintain a coherent field. They don't just think differently, they feel differently. Because in the quantum universe, your observation, your feeling, and your intention together determine what becomes real. And that means your vibration is the single most powerful variable you can ever learn to master. If you're still here, something in you already recognizes that vibration isn't just about emotion. It's the language your entire system uses to communicate with the quantum field itself. And this isn't just philosophy, it's physics. Let's start with a core truth that most people never hear. Everything you experience exists as a probability until your awareness collapses it into form. In quantum mechanics, this is called the wave function collapse, meaning that before you observe something, it exists as pure potential. But the moment you focus your consciousness on it, you select a specific outcome and stabilize it into physical reality. This isn't just a poetic metaphor for positive thinking. It's an actual interaction between your awareness and the energetic fabric of space-time. Think about that for a second. Your brain isn't passively recording reality, it's actively constructing it. Modern neuroscience even supports this idea. Studies show that your perception of reality is, in many ways, a controlled hallucination, created by your nervous system based on expectation, memory, and attention. But here's the fascinating part. The signals feeding into that system don't come only from your mind. They also come from your heart, your breath, your posture, and the electromagnetic field surrounding your body. That means trying to think positive while your body is tense or your breath is shallow rarely creates lasting transformation because your energy is out of sync. To understand this better, imagine your vibration like a broadcast tower. Every thought sends out a signal. Every emotion adds data to that signal. And every action either reinforces or distorts the frequency you're transmitting. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in harmony, you generate a stable, resonant field, and the quantum field mirrors that back through synchronicities, opportunities, and flow. That's why you sometimes meet the right person at the right time or stumble upon exactly what you needed. It's not luck, it's coherence. But here's the paradox most people miss. The harder you try to force yourself into a high vibration by repeating mantras or rejecting negative thoughts, the more internal resistance you create. You might tell yourself, "I am abundant," while your nervous system is still signaling fear or survival. From a quantum standpoint, that contradiction introduces noise into your signal, scattering your focus and blurring the outcomes you're trying to manifest. The simplest way to understand this is through the science of coherence. Researchers studying the electromagnetic field of the human heart discovered that positive emotions like appreciation, compassion, and peace create smooth, harmonious wave patterns, a literal signature of coherence. In those moments, your heart and brain are communicating clearly, and your nervous system is balanced. By contrast, emotions such as anger, anxiety, or resentment create jagged, erratic waveforms. That's what incoherence looks like. And it doesn't just make you feel off balance. It distorts the energetic clarity of your signal. In this video, we're going to explore how to notice those subtle shifts and how to gently bring yourself back to alignment. Because maintaining a high vibration isn't about forcing yourself to be cheerful. It's about developing the awareness to recognize when you've drifted out of tune and knowing how to recenter. You can think of yourself like an instrument. The first step in tuning it isn't to play louder, it's to listen carefully. You have to notice when something's off before you can bring it back into harmony. So, here's a simple starting point. The next time you feel yourself tighten up, maybe you're worried about something, or frustrated or caught in self-doubt, pause. Take a slow, deep breath. Bring your attention to your heart. Notice the story your mind is telling in that moment, and ask yourself gently, is this the frequency I want to send out into the field right now? That small pause is powerful. It creates a choice point, a moment where you can shift from reaction to coherence. Each time you do this, you train your nervous system to stabilize faster and recover more easily from stress. And that's the real secret behind what people call high vibration. It's not pretending everything's fine, it's building the capacity to return to alignment again and again, no matter what's happening around you. Let's be clear. This isn't about spiritual bypassing or ignoring life's challenges. High vibration doesn't mean denying reality. It means staying connected to your inner frequency of trust, even when things get difficult. You can't always control the external world, but you can always choose the signal you emit in response. If this perspective feels new, or if something inside you recognizes its truth, stay with me. Because what comes next isn't just about understanding coherence intellectually. It's about learning a simple, proven practice that physically anchors your energy into alignment. A practice that takes just a few minutes each morning, yet sets the tone for your entire day. Now that you understand what coherence really means, let's turn that knowledge into direct experience. Because energy isn't shifted by theory, it's shifted by practice. And one of the most powerful ways to raise and stabilize your vibration is through something called heart coherence breathing. This technique is simple, but don't let that fool you. When done correctly, it synchronizes your brain waves, calms your nervous system, and tunes your heart field into a smooth, harmonic rhythm. It's the biological foundation of what mystics have described for centuries as inner peace or presence. But today, we can measure it in real time. Here's how it works. Find a quiet moment. Morning is best before your mind is flooded with noise. Close your eyes, place a hand over your heart, and take a slow, steady breath in. Now, instead of just breathing into your lungs, imagine that you're breathing directly through your heart. Inhale gently for about 5 seconds. Then exhale for the same amount of time. Slow, smooth, and even. Do this for a few cycles and notice how your body begins to relax. Your thoughts start to soften. You're no longer chasing them. You're simply watching. That's the doorway into coherence. Once your breathing feels natural, bring to mind something that genuinely activates warmth in your chest. A person you love, a moment of gratitude, or even the feeling of sunlight on your skin. It doesn't have to be dramatic. What matters is authenticity. Your body can't be tricked by words, but it responds immediately to sincerity. Hold that feeling as you breathe. Let it fill your awareness. Feel how the energy in your chest becomes smoother, warmer, and lighter. That's your heart field coming into alignment. And when it does, your entire bioelectromagnetic system shifts with it. Within just a minute or two, measurable changes occur. Your heart rhythm becomes coherent. Your brain waves synchronize. Your nervous system exits survival mode and enters regulation. In other words, you're broadcasting a clear signal again. From a quantum perspective, this state of coherence acts like a tuning fork that tells the field, "This is the frequency I choose," and the field responds. You begin to notice subtle synchronicities, moments where life flows instead of resists. It's not magic, it's resonance. If you do this practice for even 3 to 5 minutes each morning, you begin to stabilize that elevated vibration. You're no longer starting your day with scattered thoughts or anxious anticipation. You're stepping into it with clarity and intention. And over time, something remarkable happens. Your baseline energy, the vibration you carry even when you're not meditating, starts to rise. You feel lighter. You think clearer. You attract people and situations that match that clarity. Because coherence is magnetic, it literally organizes reality around you. Remember, this isn't about perfection. You'll still have moments of frustration or doubt, but now you'll know exactly how to realign. Every deep, conscious breath becomes a reset button for your vibration. That's the mastery hidden behind what many call manifestation. It's not wishful thinking. It's energetic precision. When your heart, mind, and body are broadcasting the same signal, the universe doesn't have to guess what you want. It reflects that frequency back with mathematical accuracy. So the next time you wake up feeling scattered or low, don't force positivity. Just breathe through your heart. Anchor into gratitude. Let the vibration stabilize and watch how your external world begins to match your inner frequency. Because in truth, you're not chasing alignment. You're remembering it. You've always had this ability. Coherence just brings you back to it. Starting your day in coherence is powerful, but the real challenge and the real transformation happens as your day unfolds. Emails arrive. Unexpected problems surface. Other people's energy presses against yours. If you don't have a strategy, your nervous system will naturally slip back into the old reactive patterns you've been practicing for years. That's why sustaining your vibration isn't about avoiding stress. It's about returning to alignment quickly, no matter what life throws at you. Here's a secret most people overlook. The biggest shifts in your energy don't come from dramatic events. They come from micro moments, tiny transitions in your day where your physiology and focus subtly shift. Neuroscience calls these state changes, small adjustments in breath, posture, or attention that either scatter your energy or restore it. Imagine this: you're working on a project and suddenly receive criticism. Your heart might race, your breathing tightens, your mind jumps to defend or justify. In that instant, your internal signal becomes noisy. The field around you is receiving a scattered broadcast of tension and fear, and your vibration dips. But here's the powerful part. You can interrupt this process with awareness. It doesn't take willpower, privacy, or permission. This is called a micro reset. The moment you notice yourself contracting, pause. Drop your shoulders. Feel your body supported by the chair or floor. Take a slow, intentional breath, letting your exhale be longer than your inhale. Bring your attention back to your heart. Recall, even briefly, the feeling you cultivated during your morning coherence practice. Gratitude, calm, openness. This small, deliberate act does something extraordinary. It interrupts the chain reaction of stress hormones. It restores smooth, coherent heart rhythms. And without forcing positivity, it signals to your brain and body that you are safe, aligned, and in control. Over time, micro-resets train your nervous system to return to coherence faster and more effortlessly. This is how high vibration becomes your baseline, not an occasional state, but your default. Another critical factor is focus. Most people let their attention be hijacked constantly by notifications, mental chatter, or replaying past events. Every time you scatter your focus, you leak energy. By evening, even on a calm day, your vibration can feel depleted, not because of external events, but because you've fragmented your attention. The antidote: single task presence. When you work, just work. When you eat, just eat. When you're talking with someone, give them your full attention. This simple discipline does three things: conserves energy, strengthens coherent patterns in the nervous system, amplifies the clarity of your energetic signal in the quantum field. You can also create micro-rituals, small anchors throughout your day to bring yourself back to alignment. For example, every time you wash your hands, take one conscious breath and silently affirm, "I am energy." Every time you move from one room to another, pause and feel gratitude for the opportunity to choose your vibration again. These little rituals seem trivial, but they rewire habitual responses and make coherence your natural state. Remember, you don't need to stay perfect all day. You only need to notice when you drift and choose to return. That's the real difference between people who maintain high vibration and those who feel at the mercy of circumstances. The former don't avoid challenges, they cultivate the capacity to recalibrate over and over, no matter what arises. You've learned how to start your day in coherence and how to maintain it through micro-resets. Now let's take it one step further, protecting your energy from external influences while amplifying your vibration. This isn't about shielding yourself from the world or avoiding life's challenges. It's about creating a stable, coherent, energetic field around you, a field that naturally filters out what doesn't resonate with your chosen frequency. Here's the science. Every living system emits an electromagnetic field, and the human heart produces the most powerful one of all. When your heart, breath, and nervous system are aligned, your field extends beyond your body, interacting with the energy around you. Their coherent heart field acts like a magnetic signature, not blocking life, but organizing it around your frequency. And here's a powerful technique to cultivate this: visualization with somatic awareness. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Bring your attention to your heart. Breathe slowly and evenly, just like we practiced in the morning. With each inhale, imagine drawing a warm golden light into your chest, a luminous energy that nourishes and strengthens you. With each exhale, see this light expand outward, forming a radiant, intelligent field surrounding your body. Visualize it as dynamic, living energy, not a wall but a shield that allows in what supports you and deflects what does not. As you hold this image, notice any sensations: warmth in your chest, tingling in your hands, or a sense of spaciousness. These responses aren't imaginary. Your body reacts to your focus and intention. From a quantum perspective, your consistent attention to this coherent field begins to collapse probabilities into form. Your protective field becomes more than visualization. It becomes a real influence on your perception, your interactions, and the world around you. This practice changes how you experience challenges. Stressful situations lose their pull. Emotional turbulence from others is easier to observe without absorbing. You become, in a tangible sense, a stabilizing force in any environment. Science supports this too. Studies measuring heart rate variability and electromagnetic coherence show that coherent people influence the energy of those around them, even from a distance. Your field acts like a tuning fork, encouraging harmony in others' systems without a single word. And here's the key. This protection doesn't come from resisting or bracing against life. It comes from radiating clarity and steadiness, making discordant energies irrelevant to your state. Use this visualization during transitional moments, before meetings, entering crowded spaces, or even while commuting. Just a breath or two reconnects you to your golden coherent field. Over time, the effect is profound. What once drained you now passes by without impact. What once triggered reactive responses now meets your calm, aligned energy. This is the next layer of mastery, not just raising your vibration, but sustaining and protecting it wherever you go. Now that you know how to start your day in coherence, maintain it through micro-resets and protect your energy, it's time to bring it all together. This is a simple, guided practice that anchors your high vibration as a felt, embodied reality, something you can return to any time. Find a comfortable seat where you won't be disturbed for the next few minutes. If you're listening while moving or multitasking, that's fine. Just let your attention settle gently on your body and breath. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Place one hand over your heart, connecting with your center. Take a slow inhale through your nose, feeling your belly expand. Exhale gently through your mouth, releasing tension in your shoulders, jaw and chest. Continue this smooth, steady breathing, letting your awareness settle into your body. Now, visualize the golden field we practiced before. See it shimmering around you, expanding with each inhale, stabilizing with each exhale. Feel it as a living, protective, coherent energy, intelligent, responsive, and aligned with your intentions. As you hold this image, silently repeat to yourself, I am the observer. I am the field. I am the frequency. Don't just say the words so I'd feel their meaning in your body. You are not separate from the quantum field. You are an active expression of it. Every thought, breath, and emotion you choose in this moment contributes to shaping reality itself. Stay here for a few more breaths. Notice any sensations, calm, warmth, or subtle expansion. There's no right or wrong way to feel. The simple act of observing and stabilizing your energy is enough. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Notice the difference. Perhaps a little more clarity, a sense of grounding, or a deeper connection to yourself. This is coherence, this is high vibration embodied. Remember, this practice isn't about perfection or staying artificially blissful. It's about choosing alignment moment by moment, breath by breath. Over time, it becomes natural. You don't have to force yourself to stay elevated. You simply are. You're not alone in this journey. There is a growing community of people exploring the intersection of science and consciousness. People who live as active participants in the quantum field, not passive observers. If you felt even the slightest shift today, a sense of resonance, curiosity, or remembering, consider joining this space. Subscribing isn't just about content. It's about stepping into a field of shared intention, asking questions, deepening your practice, and connecting with others committed to coherence. Every time you return to this practice, you reinforce the frequency you wish to embody. Every time you choose alignment, you are sending a signal that shapes not only your life, but the collective reality we share. Stay curious, stay present, and always remember you are energy. You are coherence. You are the observer of your own vibration.